People who suffer from imposter syndrome are pathological liars. And these people are the most difficult people to even deal with because in their head, they don't know that they are imposters. In their head, they want to copy from you and do everything that you do. What you do, you don't put thought into it. It comes very natural to you because this is you and you're not imposing yourself on anybody, and nor are you trying to be like anybody else. People with imposter syndrome who are not in agreement with agreeing that they are actually fake and imposters are the most useless people to even communicate with, because it is like talking to a wall, and they feel like you bringing the fact up that they are actually being an imposter altogether. They honestly wanted to ape everything that they surrounded themselves with in their high school, in their college, in their kindergarten, subconsciously. So when you as an individual are developing your own identity since you were a child, because there are some kids who are living for society's validation. Unfortunately, that is the 80% of the society. And there's another 20% who's always claimed to be called, you're so different. Oh my God, I love your energy. Your vibe is so cool. You dress up so different. And whatever makes you different and whatever makes you weird are the same people who will copy from you. They will call you weird. They'll call you crazy. They'll keep calling you different. And in the shadows, they want to be like you because they idolize you. But in your face, they keep calling you different, weird, crazy because you already are individualistic as fuck. And for them to build your confidence, that's a no-no because, hey, they are already in the background making notes of how you move, you talk, little things about you they want for themselves. And little do they understand that people who are in our place, we already know that you live, breathe, dream, fantasize about us. And you don't have to be of the opposite sex. You can literally be a friend, a family member, a stranger. And rightly so, you don't need to be around anybody who you feel is trying to siphon off your personality, your identity. Identity theft anyway is a big thing that you can sue for, and I think you should sue because you'd rather make just money out of people who are trying to copy you at the end of the day if they have money. If you are going after somebody who does not really have any sense of identity of their own, they don't even know what makes them them, who are you arguing with and why are you arguing with them and what are you going to argue about? What are you going to tell them? Why are you copying me? And they'll be like, well, I'm not copying you. And then they'll go and tell the whole world how you came after them. Because bear in mind, people who are imposters, they have a loud mouth and a huge crowd of people because they go on announcing everything that they know you would be doing before you can announce, or even if you announce, because most of you guys do your things in silence and just pop out when you pop out. And these people have the audacity to claim you, your essence, your life to be theirs. Do you realize how serious this is? Letting this shit go and go just because you want to keep the peace. How is your mental peace? How do you feel from the inside when there are people coming up to you and telling you, yo, this bitch looks like you. Yo, this dude acts like you. What are you going to do? You laugh about it, yeah, but you still want to be friends with these people. And why do you want to be friends with them again? Because what are you really getting out of this friendship? Yeah, you're getting a lot of support maybe from this person. But why is this person sticking around? This person is only sticking around because they are able to get intimate information about you. And therefore, unfortunately, doppelgangers are mostly the closest people in our circle. I don't give a fuck about strangers because strangers can watch you and compete with you and you don't even know of their existence. But the problem is when people closest to you either brag about you, then they start telling them exactly how they should live and be, and they try to mold another human being just like you, but they would not be with you. And that other human being is now going to get obsessed with you and attack you and take away everything away from you. And secondly, if this is a friend, if this is a family member who's copying you, they are using you for clout. They're using you to get the attention among other low lives that they surround themselves with. And those low lives want to be like this person. But this person is not even the real OG. This person is constantly glued on you emotionally or spiritually to become like you. And if you, being a real human being, are ignoring the fact that you are actually friends with a fake ass doppelganger, then don't act surprised when you part ways and you call them out for their bluff and you actually lose all your respect for these human beings and you stop giving them the importance, the attention that you once gave them because you thought they have something in them. Well, they don't. They're empty vessel. Bear in mind everything that you said to this person, and more so, everything that you know that this person has done, the dirty laundry, will be everything that you've done. And everything that you did as a real OG, because you're minding your own, and those are the type of people I'm talking to, you don't get into fucking controversies, and your life is clean. That becomes their life, and that becomes their story. And their stories of cheating on their man with their exes, of cheating on their friend with their other friends, on cheating on their family members with their other family members, becomes your character. Because they know you for how many ever years or months they know, which they will exaggerate and completely lie. Because many times we are friends with people in our teens, early 20s, then we don't talk for years. Somehow we call them childhood friends. These are not childhood friends. These are strangers that we made friends when we ourselves were not evolved because we were teens. So everything that was shiny and nice, we went and we called every random Tom, Dick, Harry our best friend, gender neutral. So I have always had friends in parts. I don't really have real friends. I identified really early in my life. Even after I leave their life, these people look like clones of me who I looked like 2 years ago. And so when you are in a place where you are not going to allow any joker to come and fuck up your destiny, you don't need to get involved with people that you once hung out with, however bougie they may be or pretend to be. If a person is actually intelligent, if a person is actually self and secure about themselves, and who also want to be successful in their own right, they do not have the fucking time to copy. They do not have the fucking time to be like you. They would get inspired by you. It's very easy to get inspired by another creator or by your friend in the most healthiest way, and then put your own mix to it, put your own twist to it, make it yours. And this is for people who are honestly in their own lane and creating online or offline or just living. Thank you for being true to yourself. Thank you for creating from your heart. Thank you for living from your heart, even if you're not a creator. I'm so grateful when I meet real people who can have real conversations and who are just themselves, and that is 1 in a million. But when I come across you guys, I feel so grateful because you're not trying to be nobody else but yourself, because you are the baddest boss in yourself. Many a times you will naturally evolve. It will happen intentionally, unintentionally, and you end up doing things that others can't even fathom many times, and even if they try, they fail miserably at it. And unfortunately, sometimes these people need real people around them, which was you, who would tell them, hey, you're going out of the line. But there are people who will also praise them because they want to be like them. So it is very embarrassing to be involved even in a situation like this, or to associate ourselves like this. You already know what it is, and therefore you can't do much about what people choose to do with their life. You have to learn how to lose and leave people in the weird reality that they've created for themselves. And unfortunately, many people live in a bubble that they've created in their heads as their reality. You can't go after every human being telling them what they're doing and what they're not doing is right or wrong, as long as it is not affecting you. But if it is affecting you in whatever way possible, you better make sure that the world knows who the fuck you are and you remember who you are. And one thing that you never need to be worried about is because God will put things in your head that will make you do different things, and you will always be carried if you have the right intentions towards your purpose and towards your life. And if you believe you are born with a gift which makes you different, you chose to recognize that gift that you have and others didn't. The fact that you are now putting your time, your energy, your efforts in what you've been called to do, at maybe in a smaller or large scale, you need to be very committed to God and to yourself, because many a times when we start to pay attention to people who are trying to grab attention, because bear in mind, the reason why common people want to be different and copy you is for attention, and you are different by birth, so you create, and you don't really care for attention, but you care to attract your tribe. And so therefore, it's a stark difference between a person who may just look exactly and do everything that you were doing, which you already knew that this is not the real OG, but you don't run your mouth, nor do you go announcing. That is them. They're like, oh, I'm here, please pick me. And you, on the other hand, go on to something else, go do something else. Because the more you invest on a fucking doppelganger who just wants to live your life and they also want to steal your destiny, and these people also do a lot of energy work. I think just because they are an imposter in 3D does not mean they're not an imposter in the spiritual world. Everything starts in the 5D and then it manifests in the 3D, remember that. So if they think that they are bluffing and fooling their friends, their family who trusted them, and finally the world knows that they are actually fake all their life, it is very natural for you and me to want to attack them and to want to tell the world exactly who they are. But in moments like this, you really come to understand the difference between the crowd and the creators. And the creators see you. The real creators know who the fuck you are, and the real creators will connect with you, because if they have a tribe of people who are filled with fake people who are also copying each other from other people, there are also a group of creators who create, who lead, and we may not know each of them, but we are all connected energetically. This world that we live in is all about energy. And unfortunately, many doppelgangers also try to siphon energy in the 5D, and they try to steal your energy that God's gifted you with. Because you're born with it, you do not really pay much attention to what you bring to the table when you arrive. Because when you come up in a certain conversation, or you show up in a place, or you put yourself out there, you show up in all your might, your beauty, your essence, and your aura that you carry. Why? Because the real OGs work differently, they move differently. And unfortunately, there are very few of you, and therefore there are many of you who are not you. And therefore, when they show up in a space where initially was occupied by you, or as soon as you come, the attention is off them, because everybody knows when a fake tries to pretend to be the OG, you look like clowns. And only fake people will identify fake people and fuck with fake people. I said it, but the real ones look at you and we laugh at you because you're a joke. And you'll always be a joke in our eyes till you find your own self. And many a times, people who move differently do not fuck with people like that. At the end of the day, we are different. We do things for ourselves. So therefore, we do not have the time to pay attention to peonies who are barking on the side just because they want to see what do you do next, so they can go back to the mall and buy the same pair of pants or dress, or they can go behind the camera and do the same thing that you're doing on camera, or live the same life that you are living, low-key or high-key, however. They want to do that. But unfortunately, you continue to keep doing things one after the other, one after the other. And these people hate on you, hate on you, hate on you. And it builds up and it becomes so toxic because these people do not have brain cells. And at the end of the day, when people start to talk about you to them, they hate you even more. They bring you an audience. And that's when the bluff of an impersonator will blow up. But we don't know for how long this will go on, because the difference between an impersonator and a creator is this. A creator creates and he or she invests in his life and in himself, and they keep creating something new of what they've always created. Hey, because your DNA is different, your parents are different, their parents are not your fucking parents, and therefore you have created a world since you grew up. Nobody knows your experience, because our experience, our life is like our DNA, and how you grow up is by experiences, and those experiences make you you. But when you start to focus on every clown who is cloning you, then you lose focus on your purpose, on your goals. Please go away, because I don't really care for your existence. And I hate the fact that you want to be like me. Look at you, look at me, you're not the same. When you are true to yourself, however worse the situation may look in its outside, the smoke will clear. The smoke clears when you remain consistent, when you remain honest. And that happens when you are fully secure in yourself. And many a times, to reach that level of security in ourselves, it takes work. And those are the people I'm talking to who are disciplined, who have integrity, who have loyalty to self, and therefore you uphold loyalty towards other people. But these same people who are disloyal and you are loyal to them, they are only around you to learn, to steal, to copy, to leave, and to malice and to hurt. And that happens in everybody else's life. You're not alone if there is a low-level bitch or dude who's fucking you over in the name of a family, lover, friend. And when you are already putting all this work in yourself to be better, are you really gonna cloud your mind and your space with people who are not even on that level or who are not even interested in learning about who made them who they are today? What makes them them? What are you on the inside? When you look at yourself in the mirror, who do you see? Do you see yourself, or have you lost yourself in so many different facades and faces that you have borne around people that you don't even find yourself when you look into the mirror? And that is really sad. But unfortunately, when we are surrounded by people who don't even know who they are, they don't even care what they see in the mirror as long as they're looking good. And these are the people who have zero level of intelligence you're loyal to. I'm not going to tell you what to do with this friend that you are still with this lover you're still with, or with this family you still have around you. If you intuitively know that they will backstab you, or they're already backstabbing you as soon as you were to walk out, or you are walking out, if you are in your journey of wanting to learn more about yourself, and this can be a first day, the first thing you do is get rid of everybody who's trying to be you without your permission, because there's only one you. And if somebody can't appreciate and respect the fact that you are in all your beauty and your essence a part of their life, and they do not want to accept and respect your position in their life, but instead they want to take over everything that is within and around you, that is a fucking enemy, and that is an energy vampire who will end you. When we are in a journey of self-development, that is when these people attack hard, and they suddenly want to get enlightened. They suddenly want to work on themselves too, if you are working on yourself, because now you're trying to figure out who the fuck you are. And when they also want to figure out who they are, they'll start coming around a lot more, and everything that you say they will start by we. So basically, everything that you say that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, oh, you know how we are doing this. Just notice that. And don't let that pass, because that is the doppelganger that you need to be careful of all the other doppelgangers around you. That is the head doppelganger who wants your life. They hate their life. They hate their looks, their job. They hate everything about them. And therefore, they want everything about you. And in moments like this, if you don't make the practical decision of letting this Michael Myers out of your life, who will steal everything from you, bring you to the streets, take your money, take your family, take your love, take your life, live your life in your face, and then they suddenly start loving their life. How miserable are these people? And I feel so bad for you. Is what you steal from people, it's always stolen back from you. Just know that. You are not God. And if somebody's stealing from you right now when you are not hurting anybody and you're just being your real self, be yourself. Because see how God changes everything. Is what you have is from God. And if you have worked toward everything that you have in your life with your blood, sweat, and tears, with your honest self, you are not hurting anybody, but you're only enhancing your life and trying to live a life which is peaceful, which is calm. Life is hard as it is, and when there are people who are unwanted in the name of strangers or in the name of close people who want to add unwanted shit in your life just because misery loves company, just because they can't seem to find themselves, and the fact that you are now finding yourself is not okay with them, because they are not ready to find themselves or put in the work, because they want to still live in that karmic lifestyle. Listen, you may be together at one point, but now they are no match. And you better know that. Whoever thinks that what I do in my life is something that you can copy and paste, well, good luck. But also, on the other hand, just bear in mind the fact that you are telling the entire universe that you know everything about me, then that soon will blow up in your face. And I speak the truth. And I have receipts. You are just a new bunch of haters with the same shit that's going on. Because unlike you do things in the dark, you do things in the shadows and copy people and then pop out. But some of us are out there in the open. We create in the open. We live in the open. And who you see and what you see is what you get. And maybe it's really hard for you to wrap your head around this. And honestly, I don't think you even have the discernment or you understand what discernment is to know yourself. But all I hope is that you find yourself. I hope you find God. I hope someday you repent. And I hope someday you have enough conscience to accept and to confess all the shit that you've done over other people, myself included. And I just pray for karma and I pray for justice on us. We, on the other hand, do not live to please people by lies. We are here to create, to be true to ourselves, and to speak the truth. I especially am not here to be liked, but I will speak the truth. And sometimes tough love is what is needed to bring people right back on track, right back to God. And whoever thinks that they are bigger than God really need God.